My name is Jesus Valencia. I am a infielder pitcher for 15U RBI and Arizona RBI. Um, I started with RBI about 2 years ago when right around I had just turned 14. I was playing a weekend tournament just here with a locally put together team in Phoenix, and luckily for me, we were playing the same tournament as RBI, and I performed really well, and we ended up playing against RBI, and I did really well. And Glenn kind of like talked to me after the game and talked to me about the program and kind of what I would benefit from it. And at first, I was really confused. I didn't really know like what to do because no one had ever like really approached me and like wanted me to be on their team. So I was kind of confused, and I talked it over with my mom, and she decided that yeah, like just give it a try. It's always nice to try something new. So I ended up trying out. Actually, I went through a whole tryout, and Coach Glenn just sat me down and he told me I'm gonna need you this summer to be on our regional team. Like regional team, like I had never played for such a big team, and he's like, yeah, we're gonna go to Los Angeles and play against the whole West Coast. We're gonna try and be the best team in the West Coast. And I was like, fun, okay. So yeah, and then that was pretty much how I got into RBI. As for baseball, I think I can do. I've been playing since I can remember. I mean, when I was young, when I was 3, 4 years old, my mom put me into it. Um, my whole family's basically just played baseball. My uncles, my dad, everyone, my grandparents, they've all been through the program, all through the baseball, and they kind of just continued it on to me. And hopefully, when they all have kids, and I'll get them into baseball. Growing up, my dad really he kind of coached me through it up until I was about 13. It started to get harder because my dad doesn't have papers. My dad's an immigrant, so we kind of like had to make a decision if for me to continue my career, because I lived in a small town named Douglas, Arizona, about 4 hours from here. Very small, not a lot of people, not a big community, just pretty much nothing there. It's a border town with Mexico, kind of a ghost town now. Pretty much no one really comes out of there, and my mom didn't, my parents both actually didn't want for me to just stay stuck there like they did, so they wanted to move me out. And so we kind of just made the decision that we would move to Phoenix to try and pursue my career before high school started. We moved in the summer of 8th grade. We moved out, but the downside to that was my dad not being able to come with us. That was very hard. I don't think anyone ever really wants to leave their dad. And my dad definitely didn't want to like separate from us, so it was very hard. I think I went about maybe 4 or 5 months without seeing my dad, and it was very hard, dude. I started high school. First day of school, like I got home and like I just wanted to talk to my dad about it, and then I realized I was like, here I can't. Everything that I did, I wanted my dad to be there with me to go through it, but he really couldn't. If it was just pretty much over the phone, it was very hard. I mean, I missed him very much. It was really hard, and then aside of that, it was really hard on my mom because like living in Douglas with both of them wasn't that bad, and then my mom coming out having to be by herself, and then in a big city was a big difference. It was very hard on her having to pay our rent, our bills, trying to feed us, gas. No, it was a lot on her, and to me, I'll always appreciate what my family did for me because they made that sacrifice for me to be able to pursue my career and my dream of one day eventually playing Major League Baseball or college baseball. Probably going on about say about 7 months that I haven't seen my dad, and it's definitely hard. Getting my license was hard without my dad. Having to go on a first date was very hard without my dad, or getting ready for like a school dance, anything, trying out for the new team for new RBI. It was very hard without having my dad to be there, and there was really a lot of times where I would get very sad and I would just want to like be with my dad. But the one thing that always reminded me about my dad was baseball. Baseball always got me through everything. Me playing baseball was being with my dad, because ever since I was young, we would go to the cages or we would play catch in the backyard. And I'm playing catch with my friend, with my teammate, and it's like I'm playing catch with my dad, or like I'm in the cages working on something new with my coaches. It's like I'm with my dad all over again. But definitely playing baseball was like just being with my dad all over again. And I hopefully one day I want to say that I made my dad proud and I did something big with my. Definitely what I've gained from the RBI program is exposure. Um, After my second year, so this past summer with RBI, I've had contact with college coaches and recruiters and people who want to help me and get to the next level. I don't think I would have been able to have done that with just any other weekend team or any other team. Like RBI definitely, not only for me, but for every man on our roster, on our 16-man roster, they're trying to get them that exposure and trying to get them to the next level. And they definitely do that. I don't think there's not one single person on our team right now that's not talking to some college, because everyone wants an RBI player at their college. Like I talked to this one college and they say that um, on their team right now, they have about 7, 8 RBI alumni, and they just love having the RBI kids come into their program because. And I think we can thank Coach Glenn and Coach Danny for it, because they definitely help us grow and understand the game better. I've definitely learned a lot of things that I didn't know through the RBI program, and they definitely do help us a lot in trying to achieve our goals. My highlight of being in the RBI program, definitely getting named as team captain this past summer. I definitely boosted my confidence. That's kind of the moment that I've been looking for, that I can like call my dad and say, "Hey, Dad, I did it. You know, I'm the team captain. I get to lead my team, and I did lead my team. Not myself. It took every single person, but we went back to Florida this year to the RBI World Series, back-to-back regional championships. That was part of both of them. It's just a great feeling to be part of that. You know, being part of the top 16 players in the West Coast is definitely something big, and I can definitely say I was a part of that, and it's definitely a story that I want to tell, and I'm just so happy that I've been part of it. There's not just myself, but there's definitely other guys on our program that are going through the same thing that I'm going through, where it's very hard financially, whether it's a single parent or the parents just don't have good jobs, and that definitely, I don't want it to limit their success or going to college. So if you could please just make any type of little donation towards our program, that would be very helpful to help us achieve our goals and our dreams of playing baseball at the next level.